Actually, yes, you can mix your AC and DC conductors in a trough. However, it was not always like this. Here I have my 2020 NEC, my 2023, and my brand new 2026 that just came in. And we're going to take a look at 690.31. Let's take a look at the new book here first. So we've got our identification and grouping, and it's talking about conductors of different systems here in B1 of 690.31. PV system DC circuits shall not occupy the same equipment, wiring, enclosures, blah, 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 unless, as other non-PV systems or inverter output circuits, unless installed in accordance with one or more of the following. So a barrier or partition separating the PV system DC circuits from the other circuits. This has generally always been allowed. Number 2, the installation of other circuit conductors is permitted by the equipment listing, which that one I believe is new from the 2023. All conductors or cables have an insulation rating equal to at least the maximum circuit voltage applied to any conductor installed within the same wiring method. That one is new as of the 2023, which we'll get to the 2020 here in a second. And the other circuit conductors are part of a multi-conductor jacketed cable, which I think that's been permitted for a while as well. In the 2020, PV system DC circuits, etc., all those can occupy the same equipment, wiring, enclosure. But they shall not occupy the same equipment, wiring, enclosure, cable, or raceway as other non-PV systems or inverter output circuits unless they're separated from other circuits by a barrier or partition, like I was saying with the other one. There is an exception about the multi-conductor jacketed cable, etc., etc., but there is not a permission to allow it based on the amount of voltage rating that your cables have. And I think that was true since like the 2014. If I'm correct about that. I'm pretty sure I'm right. The 2023 is where we got the exception to change. I don't know why it's not highlighted, but this is definitely different from the 2020, where all conductors or cables have an insulation rating equal to or at least the maximum circuit voltage applied to any conductor within the same wiring method. The following shall be permitted, etc., etc. Which in the 2020, it was down in here in the exception, but the primary thing you were supposed to comply with was whether it was a multi-conductor jacketed cable or metal-clad cable assembly or listed wiring harness identified for the application. So this is pretty new, and my AHJ does not go under the 2023. It goes under the 2017. So sometimes inspectors will still let you do this if there is newer code that clarifies something. So I'm going to try to do it anyway. We'll see.